If you're trying to find motivated seller leads for wholesale real estate right now, you're probably making this way harder than it needs to be. Most investors think they need expensive software, skip tracing, cold callers, or direct mail. But what if I told you you don't need any of that? I'm about to show you how to find real motivated seller leads in under 60 seconds completely for free. There's no setup, no cold outreach, and no experience required. And the crazy part is, I bet you've used this tool before, just not like this. And I almost didn't want to share this because I use this all the time to find deals. But honestly, there's just too many people getting stuck learning and never actually doing deals. So I'd rather just show you the strategy so you can be successful. Here's what usually happens. You'll spend weeks building lists, scraping data, and just trying to figure out cold calling or direct mail, but never actually making offers. But real estate wholesaling isn't a lead generation business, it's an offer making business. And as I always remind my students, if you're not making any offers, you're not making any deals. And if you're not making any deals, you're not making any money. So in the next couple minutes, I'm going to show you how to instantly find motivated seller leads and how to spot real opportunities in your market. And most importantly, how to start making offers today. And once you see this, you'll probably wonder why no one told you about this sooner. So let me show you exactly what I mean. All right, so I'm just gonna pop over here to Zillow, right? Everybody knows Zillow, right? And I'm gonna choose a random market. So I'm gonna ask my producer for a random market. So Andrew, what market should we look at?
Let's go Chicago.
All right, Chicago. A lot of people say you cannot wholesale in Chicago, but I beg to differ. So why don't we take a look at Chicago, Illinois, place that I've done fix and flips and wholesales, and I want you guys to follow along. So choose your market. This is how you're going to get the most out of this video. Just follow step by step. So go to your market. I'm choosing Chicago, and we can see that there's 4,656 results. These are the properties for sale right now on the market in Chicago. So from here, we're just going to go to more and go to the filters. These are all the filters, and go down to keywords, and we're going to type in the word motivated. Hit apply. Now we see 76 results. So these are 76 properties that are on the market for sale right now that are all motivated sellers. So I'm just scrolling through, and you can see all of these properties right here are sellers who have listed their properties for sale, and the listing agents are marketing these as motivated sellers. So that means they're motivated to sell these properties more often than not at a discount to market value. They're more motivated to get the deal done than to get full market value on their property. That's by definition what a motivated seller is. So why is this so powerful, right? We're not guessing that these properties have motivated sellers, right? We're not just pulling a list of leads from some software and guessing that they're motivated, right? Just because we are being told that by our software, right? We are not having to chase down property owners, right, with potentially outdated information online. We are going straight to the sellers who are actively selling their properties right now. And as you'll see in the description of some of these properties, the listing agents are literally telling us what's going on behind the scenes with these properties. Let's take a look at this property right here on Eddy Street in Chicago. It's a 4-bed, 2-bath, almost 1,500 square feet. The first thing in this listing description is motivated seller, okay? So if you're looking for motivated seller leads, look no further, everybody. We found our motivated sellers in just a few clicks, right? We didn't have to spend weeks building lists and marketing to homeowners who don't want to hear from us, right? These are sellers who want to hear from us. They are wanting to get an offer from us. So be the investor who knows how to get a deal done and going straight to the source. Okay, so let's take a look at this description. So motivated seller, great opportunity to add value and build equity. That's what we want to hear as investors. Bring your ideas and your offer. Okay, that's literally what I just said. They want your offer. Okay, most of the time when you're chasing down off-market leads, those property owners don't want to hear from you, right? That's potentially gray area strategies when you're text blasting and you're cold calling. There's reasons why some of those strategies are illegal and can land you in hot water, okay? This is 100% legal. You don't have to worry about any of that stuff. They're asking you to call them and make an offer. Okay, it's a classic Chicago bungalow, spacious layout, solid construction, and great potential, yada, yada. Updated kitchen, newer cabinetry and appliances, unfinished basement, and excellent potential for future expansion. Solid home with great bones and layout, being sold as is, seller occupied. All right, so this has a ton of potential. We can take a look at it. It's in relatively decent shape. Some newer ceiling fans. It's clearly lived in, so this isn't a flip or anything like that. There's been some upgrades, but the seller is looking to make a deal, right? We can tell that there are some older ceiling tile. It's not really being marketed in a way that's going to get top dollar. So we've got a lot of leverage going into this situation. So the other amazing thing about this strategy is that you can uncover all types of motivated seller leads with just this one filter. And I'm talking about inherited properties, short sales, pre-foreclosures, tired landlords, absentee owners. Basically every single type of motivation can be uncovered just by using this one filter. So instead of paying, $100, $200 a month for data with all of these different types of softwares and chasing down sellers and hoping you have the right contact information, all you have to do is this. Because at the end of the day, submitting offers on properties is a higher value activity than generating leads. And remember, you are the buyer. You have the leverage. Yes, you're motivated to do a deal, but you're not motivated to buy any property at any price. You don't have to buy, but some sellers have to sell. That is where the opportunity is. Look, our job isn't to buy everything, okay? It's to make offers on deals that have the potential to be profitable. Because when you make offers consistently, we know from doing this for over a decade that every 5 offers, maybe even 10 or 15 offers that you submit, one of them will get accepted and turn into a deal. This is a volume game. But the best thing is that what does it cost to make an offer on any one of these properties? Zero. Exactly. Think about that. And how much does it cost to generate leads off market? It takes a lot of time and oftentimes a lot of money. And look, this isn't just one property we're talking about or 2 properties. We have 76 results here in this city, okay? And this just took, a few seconds to put together. And typically what I see from doing deals across the country, I've flipped in wholesale properties in 12 states and our students are doing deals in almost every single state. So I have my hands on a lot of markets and I typically see anywhere from 1% to 2% of all active listings in a market will get filtered out as being motivated. So don't waste your time on properties that don't have any type of motivation. Sure, if they're distressed, they're probably worthwhile. But if they're motivated, like what I'm showing you right now, these are absolutely worth pursuing and making an offer. So you might be thinking, look, Ryan, 1 to 2% of all active listings, that's not enough leads for me to buy and for me to wholesale. Okay, but think about it. That's actually quite a few listings, right? If you made an offer on all of these, you're going to be in really good shape. And think about it. If you went off market to get this many leads, if you pulled a list of 10,000 off market leads from whatever software you're using, do you think that 1% of those leads are going to respond to you, let alone entertain an offer? Absolutely not. So this is by far the fastest and easiest way to get motivated seller leads for your real estate business. And now this is where it gets really powerful. So we've only used one filter, but if you go back to the filter section, you can now narrow it down to meet your exact buy box. So if you're looking for a certain type of property or square footage, lot size, even a certain part of town, you can now filter it down even further. Now, this next step is what actually makes you money. And this is where most people mess up. And this is actually the best part about this strategy. Okay, so I'm just going to choose another one of these random properties. Here's another home on Eddy Street. So you already have the agent's contact information right here on the listing. There's no guessing. There's no chasing down property owners and potentially getting bad contact information and just spinning your wheels. We can look right here directly on the listing and see who to contact and how to contact them. Right? We see this is listed by Tiffany Rodriguez and her phone number is listed right here online. So we know exactly who to go to submit our offer to lock up this deal and make some money. This is about having real conversations about real properties that are actually for sale. And guess what? Over time, you start building real relationships with these agents just by getting your name out there, by submitting a legitimate offer on their property. And even if a particular deal doesn't work out, you then plant the seed with this agent to then bring you off-market deals and pocket listings. So your goal is to get on the short list of cash buyers, of real estate investors that this agent has whenever they look at a property and they're talking to sellers, and ultimately they can bring those directly to you, often before they even hit the market. So this is how we get first dibs on properties and exclusive access to deals just from our agent network. And so all of this is to help you go from just learning about real estate to actually doing deals. Because like I said before, if you're not making any offers, you're not doing any deals. So So to drive this point home, let's just take a look at one last example here. And, you can learn a lot just from looking at the initial photo. So I'm just going to grab this property right here on Bryn Mawr Avenue, listed at 545 to 43. Take a look at this description. It says, motivated owner says, bring me an offer. Are you upsizing, downsizing, or looking for an investment property? Then this home is for you. An opportunity like this will not last much longer in this spring market. Buy this property and watch your value go up quickly. Wow, that's pretty funny. And then they've been on the market for 232 days, okay? So as we know, the longer a property sits on the market, the more motivated a seller gets and the lower price that they'll be willing to accept. So taking a look at the photos real quick, we can see that the interior of the property is a little dated. This carpet looks like it needs to get replaced. Nothing that looks like serious distress, but obviously a property that could use a little bit of love. It's been lived in, a little bit dated, and the seller looks like they're in a position to make a deal. And real quick, just taking a look at the price history on this particular listing, we can see that they've been trying to sell it since August of last year, which is about 7 months. And they originally had it listed for $624,000. They reduced once down to $600,000, and now they're at $545,000. That's a massive price reduction. So if that doesn't signal motivation, I don't know what does. And observations like this should be a strong reminder that you're in a position of leverage to call this listing and make a deal. All you have to do is put yourself in a position where you can make an offer, line it up with your cash buyers or whatever exit strategy you're looking to perform, and pursue this property like a serious, confident, and intelligent investor. And that's really how simple this strategy is. So you might be thinking, Ryan, there's not that many deals in my market, and there's really just not enough motivated sellers here. Well, first off, make offers on the deals that are available on the market right now. Go ahead and pursue those, and then we'll talk. Because remember, how much does it cost you to make an offer that could potentially get accepted and make you money? Zero. So here's exactly what I would do. Go ahead and find the listing agent. Their information is right on this listing, and then call them. And if you want the exact script that my team and I use when we call listing agents to pursue these properties, I'll link to our discovery call script in the description. This is a tried and true script that myself, my team, and our students use whenever we're pursuing on-market deals. Get that for free right in the description. Get that discovery call script so you can actually take action on these listings today. I promise you it'll be worth it. But if you're still thinking, look, Ryan, there's just not enough opportunities in my market, just understand this. This is only one way that we use to find deals. The word motivated is only one of the keywords that we use. We've built out a full list of proven keywords and strategies that we've refined over the past 10 years to consistently find deals directly from the MLS. And this is the same approach I've used to build a rental portfolio worth over 8 figures and flip dozens of houses all across the country. So if you want that full system, including the keyword list, along with 8 other strategies like our Day Zero method, I'll link to this resource in the description below. Or you can just go to realestateskills.com/find to get your free copy of this resource. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you got value out of this video, and I'll see you in the next one.